Hello! This is the first video I've ever posted on Instagram before, and it's because I told myself that I was going to be brave this year and do things that make me uncomfortable, and this makes me uncomfortable. But it's okay. I've had lots of practice. I've tried to film this video 3 times on 3 separate days before this, and I just hated all of them. So I feel like I'm a little bit more confident now in making them, so that's good. That's the silver lining of making those failed videos. But today I actually wanted to talk to you about a dream that I had. I asked a few weeks ago if people wanted to hear about it, and so many of you said yes, so that was so encouraging. And yeah, so that's the reason why I'm making this video. That was kind of the push that I needed. So yeah, before I get into the video, I wanted to just quickly introduce myself because you guys don't even know who I am. My name is Steph and I live in Melbourne, Australia, as you can probably hear from my accent. I'm 26 and I am a university student, college student if you live in the US. Yeah, and this is the page that I just share stuff that I make, stuff that I love. I just share the Lord with people and I really enjoy doing it. So yeah, I wanted to make videos on top of that, just to share my voice, share my experiences, things that I learn, and hopefully help some people to grow their relationship with God. And yeah, so okay, now I'm going to go on to talking about the dream. Before I actually tell you what happened in my dream, I just wanted to quickly say and emphasize, I guess, the importance that this dream and the effect that this dream has had on me. It's been a bit full on and it answered a lot of prayers that I had, but I guess it's kind of like a warning dream. That's the only way I can describe it. A warning dream. And there's some stuff about the rapture in there, so you will find out, I guess, what it is. Okay, so the dream starts off with myself standing in a queue at a ticket booth, and it was a queue to get a train ticket. And I remember the line was really long and it literally just was not moving. I was getting really impatient and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss this train. I need to just find a way to get this ticket. So I pulled out my phone and I could actually order the ticket online. So I was like, awesome. I ordered the ticket online and then I went and met up with my mum. So when I went up with my mum, there was such an urgency to the way she was walking, the way she was talking, all the way to the train platform. She was like, come on, Steph, we're going to be late. Come on, Steph, you need to hurry up. And I was behind her trying to run and catch up with her. And I was like, wait, Mum. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Which is funny because in real life, that would totally not be the case. It would be the other way around. And we had to re-walk past the ticket line before we went out to the platform. And when we walked past, we made comments to each other like, wow, the train line is so long and people are gonna miss the train. Do they not know that? Do they not know that they're gonna miss the train? And yeah, we made so many comments to each other, but that was kind of the gist of what we were talking about to each other. So when we reach the doors to walk out of the platform, there was no train platform. There was a giant train with train tracks and kind of like a little footpath. And I was so confused. I was like, what is going on? And my mum really didn't seem fazed at all. And she actually just told me to wait. Just wait, she said, just wait, Steph. So I said, okay, and then I noticed something. So I saw people beginning to jump on the train. And I mean, if you imagine a train, it was kind of like an old steam engine type of train. It's like over a meter off the ground, more than a meter, maybe 2 meters even, maybe a meter and a half. And people are like hoisting themselves up on the train, like trying to jump onto the train. It wasn't easy. And I remember thinking, like, what are they even doing? Because it's not like they could just walk onto the train. They physically had to put a lot of effort into getting on this train. And the train would come and go and come and go. And I just watched this a few times. And then all of a sudden, in an instant, my perspective changed in the dream. And I no longer was standing at the station. I was actually in the sky. And I knew that I was, I could guess like I was with God. I wasn't in heaven. I was just in the sky. I could just see down. And I could see everything. I could see the train station, the train, like everything. And things looked very different than it did when I was standing at the train station. I could see everything, and things began to be revealed to me that I actually didn't see when I was standing at the train station, on the footpath, I guess, really. So the first thing I noticed was the train track that I had seen at the station, and it was actually a circle. You know, when you look at a train track, when you're standing at a station, you don't expect it to go in a circle. You expect it to lead somewhere. But no, this train track was going around in the circle, and the train that I thought was I thought it was a different train coming and going. It was actually the same train, just going around in a circle. And then I also saw the actual train platform, the train platform that should have been at the station, and it was kind of just hidden away. I don't know how to explain it, but it was off to the side. No one could reach it. No one would even have known it was there. And I saw it and I said, God, why is the train track going around in a circle? And why is the platform like over there where no one can reach it? And then all of a sudden he reaches down his hand, and like like this huge hand reached down from the sky, and he began to move things and change things. He first picked up the train station and train platform, and he moved it to the proper position. And after he moved the platform to the right place, he picked up the train tracks and the train, and he actually made them disappear. And he placed down new tracks. But these tracks were different. They were straight and they were really, really long. Like, I couldn't even see where they began or where they ended. They were just really straight and really long. So, as he puts them all down, he answers the questions that I've asked him. And he said, Steph, it's the way the Jews have done it, and I do it differently. And then all of a sudden, this train comes, like a bolt of lightning. It comes so fast from one side of the train track, and it comes from like the left, really, really fast, and it stops at the train station for literally like half a second, maybe. It stops so quickly, and then it bolts off again so quickly again. And I had said, oh my goodness, no one would have been able to get on that train. Only the people that were waiting at the station, prepared at the station, would have gotten on that train. Everyone that was waiting in that line, everyone that would have been late, would have missed that train. And I knew in my dream that there was no more trains coming. It was just like something that I knew without having to be told. That I knew that it was the last train. There was no more trains coming. And that's why it was kind of like shocking to me that, oh my gosh, like barely anyone got on this train. And after that, the Lord spoke 3 words to me. And before I say what those 3 words are, really want to emphasize that these 3 words were very different to the first 3 words that were spoken to me. They had so much power, so much authority, so much weight to these words, more than the others did. They weren't yelled at me, but they were said to me so firmly. I don't know how to describe it. It was just like in bold. And it just echoed in my brain as I woke up. Because when he said this, I like, boom, woke up, sprang out of bed. Like, what just happened? No way. I can't believe I just dreamt that. It was so crazy. And these little 3 words were time is up. And yeah, so time is up, and then boom, I'm awake, sprang out of bed, thinking, oh my goodness, I have to write this down. And I know some of you are thinking like, what did that dream even mean? But I'm going to tell you. And I didn't actually have to pray or anything about this dream. I knew what this dream was about, and I knew what everything meant when I woke up. I was able to write it all down straight away. And I explained it to my mum like literally 10 minutes after I had finished this dream. I had to tell someone. So, the beginning of the dream, the people that were waiting in the line that I used to be waiting in, because that used to be me, I knew that meant lukewarm Christians, or even people that know about God, know about Jesus, and haven't actually committed their life to him. I knew that it meant this because I used to be that person. And it's just like, you know, you're waiting in a line, you're kind of, I don't know, it's like you're waiting for the right opportunity or the right time really to commit your life to God. But instead you're just stuck and you're never going to make the decision. Even though you keep telling yourself that, you know, that you will. But instead you just live your life by your own rules. And that so used to be me. The second part of the dream that I have to note was people jumping onto the train. Now, I only really knew what this meant after I saw the train track. Then I realized what it meant. What the people jumping on the train track meant, jumping on the train meant. It meant, and it represented, it was symbolic for people who believe that they can get salvation from doing good works. Now, I don't know who's watching this video, and I don't know what you believe, but that is not biblical. We do not do works for salvation. And Ephesians 2:8-9, Paul writes about people doing works, and he says that it is by grace alone that we are saved through faith. And it says not by works, not by our own doing. And this is so we don't boast. So, yeah, I think Paul's so clear about this. And, yeah, so I just wanted to say that's what I 100% believe that was about.